Well, good morning. Good morning to everybody. I'm going to put this on both because I think everybody would be interested in this. I'm sorry that I'm waving around. I'm just holding this in my hand. I'm going to put it both on integrative preparedness and American reversion because, like I said, I think everybody would be interested. Welcome to everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. I'm about to have a great day having some biscuits and mulberry fruit spread. If you're not familiar with mulberries, you are missing out, and especially if you're interested in preparedness and survival, which I assume you are since you're here. Mulberries is one of God's gift that many consider it a trash tree, but they grow all over the place, and not as many people as should pick them and use them. So I'm going to take you out to show you one of my mulberry trees, and then we'll come back in and I'll show you, and I'll put some of this mulberry spread that I just made last night on one of these biscuits that I just made a few minutes ago, and you'll get to enjoy hearing me tell you how yummy it is. So I'm going to head out and show you a tree, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, here we are at one of my mulberry trees. I have a bunch of mulberry trees. I only let 2 of them produce because they produce more than I need, and they just in good times they will take over a property or a house or anything like that. So I keep 2 producing. I keep the rest of them cut back, but I don't take them out just in case I want them in the future for whatever reason to start producing again. After you cut them back hard, it'll take a couple of weeks to have them start producing, or a couple of years, I'm sorry, to have them start producing again. For those of you who aren't familiar with them, let me show you. One of the great things about mulberries, in addition to their nutritional value, they have a lot of vitamin C and A and E and bioflavonoids and all sorts of things that I can't remember right now. I'll put a link to an article that tells you about the nutritional values of these over on the Patreon channel. But to show you what this is, gives you some perspective. It's like a small little blackberry. Now this one isn't totally, because it's still got some red on one side. It's not totally ripe yet. I usually wouldn't pick this. When they're ready to go, you can just shake the branch and they'll fall off, but I'm still going to eat it, and it's good. The problem with mulberries is that you only get about half of what you pick because they're so good that you end up eating half of them before they ever make it inside. Let's see what this one's like. Oh yeah, he came off nice and easy. Now, the stems, some people say, well, how do I get those little stems off? If you try to pull them out with your fingers, you'll just get smashed mulberry juice all over your fingers, and your fingers will be turned blue. Don't worry about it. The stems are edible. I eat them. And a way that you can harvest mulberries without picking them like this is just spread a sheet on the ground, and when they're ready, they will fall off, and I'll show you. A lot of people hate mulberries because of this. You see all those all over the ground? Those are mulberries, man. I wished I had, and I don't. So, if you get into big time mulberry harvesting, you can just spread sheets on the ground, and they will fall right onto your sheet, and you'll be good to go. So this one I'll be picking off of today, and another one I'll be picking off of today. And then, as you can, I don't remember if I finished talking about what I was saying. The great thing about mulberries is that they don't all ripen at the same time. So I'll pick a bunch of these today. Excuse me, I want to have another one. I'll pick a bunch today. I'll come out tomorrow, and there will be just as many ready to go tomorrow, and it'll go on for several weeks. So we'll get a big harvest out of this. While we're out here, I'm putting you down because I don't want to show you some things. I do have some opseki in me. Come over here and show you some of my elderberries. I grow a lot of elderberries. They're just beautiful. They'll start with, the flowers and the small. Each one of these things, they're so tiny. Each one of these is going to be a berry. And if you've heard me talk about elderberries before, it's nature's medicine chest. If you have elderberries and you make tincture, it'll solve most of your problems. Now, this, as you're going to see, they grow like weeds, which is great because they give you a lot of the berries. And this is one of my smaller bushes. I have some very, very large producers on another part of the property. And so that's that. Now we're going to go back inside, and I'll let you watch me spread some of my not elderberry, of the mulberry fruit spread that I made. And see how pretty that is? That is just beautiful. Okay, back inside. Okay, now we're back inside, and I can't wait to show you. Actually, I can't wait to eat it. How we do this now? How I prepared the mulberry spread, and it's not a true jam. I think it's something about it doesn't have enough of the natural pectin in it to make it a true jam. So you have to, if you wanted to make a jam, you have to add pectin. And I'm no canner. I don't claim to be, and I'm not trying to act like I know a lot about it because I don't. Let's see if I got that in there. Yes, it is. I'll bring it right up here to where you can see. You see how pretty that is? That is just beautiful. Don't worry, I'm going to load up the rest of it after I take this bite. Well, maybe I will now. And all I did to, I picked a bunch and brought them in, rinsed them off, several times in a colander just to get all the, all the dust and the outside stuff off. And then I put them in a saucepan and put a little bit of water in it and set it on low. And I just let that thing go for several hours. As a matter of fact, I'll tell a story, and this is really bad. But we went out to dinner last night, and I forgot to turn the stove off. And so, luckily, and I didn't realize until we were sat down to dinner, and but I had it on such a low, it was just perfect. So I just let them go on low for 3 or 4 hours, and it brings it nice down to this nice spread consistency. And out of what I got yesterday, I got that jar and a little bit left over that I'm going to use today. And let's see how this is. That is good. That is great. Mulberries are one of my favorite. I almost prefer them to blackberries. But there you have it. So if you have mulberry trees around your house or your property, get out there and get them if you don't already. You're going to love it. They're a great source of many, many nutrients, which I will put the link. When I put this over on the Patreon channels, I'll put the link to an article about all the nutrients contained in mulberries over on there so that you'll know. But if you have them around, make use of them. They are one of the greatest food sources. And we're shooting this just the second week of June. This is when they come in our area on the Missouri-Kansas border. And there'll be different other places. They'll last you about 3 weeks, and you can get out there and get you a bunch. And it'll keep in the refrigerator for a couple of months, and you'll be in good shape, and you'll be glad you did. So anyway, you all have a good day. I'm gonna eat the rest of this, and then have my second cup of coffee with it. And have a good day. Remember, We prepare well today by picking our mulberries in order to live well tomorrow. And America needs a reversion, and it needs you to be a part of it. You all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.